He is Jalen Anthony
What?
Rose.
Dog.
I'm still David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in.
Together with Jalen Jacoby, what is it that we do?
Give the people what they want.
Welcome to Jalen Jacoby, giving the people what they want. The people want to know where Cam Newton is going to play quarterback. I can't lie. I would have assumed that by now we would know exactly what uniform he will be wearing, yet Cam Newton is still out there. And the draft, you thought maybe that would open up some holes for a quarterback like Cam Newton, but we saw some interesting quarterback selections, namely Jordan Love to the Packers and Jalen Hurts to the Eagles, two teams that already have established starters. Jalen, what do you think about Cam still being out there and all of this quarterback shuffling going on after the draft?
It reminded me of a classic movie, Jason's Lyric, where Forrest Whitaker had an issue because, his leg was bothering him. And he wanted his sweetheart to continue to be with him, and she just didn't want to be with him anymore. He's like, it's my leg, it's my leg, it's my leg. That's how I feel about Cam. It's his injuries. We all know that he's one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. And certain teams that don't have quarterbacks like a Jacksonville, sorry, Minshew, I know that that's your guy. We clearly see that Cam Newton is better than him on paper. We can take that to a few teams around the league. That ain't the issue. Mm-hmm. The issue is this pandemic has stopped teams from seeing him up close and personal, interviewing with him, and examining his injuries. So therefore, I think it's going to probably have to get closer to actually playing football when teams see him, to actually evaluate him. He'll definitely be on the squad. And like I've been telling you, he's being slept on this season.
Absolutely. I thought he would end up on the Chargers, and they obviously drafted Justin Herbert to sort of fill that need. And then after the draft, I thought that there would sort of be a place for Cam to land, but there's no natural landing place. And there's also some really interesting picks of Hurts to back up Wentz and Love to back up Rodgers. What do you think about those two picks?
So here's the deal. As the quarterback drafting happens, the shuffling happens, the carousel happens. If you want to talk about this past NFL draft, let's start with the Lions.
No.
David Jacoby, I've been telling you this pre-draft. We don't take somebody behind Matthew Stafford, yet the Green Bay Packers take somebody behind Aaron Rodgers. Philadelphia Eagles take somebody behind Wentz. Carolina Panthers can move on from Cam. The Chargers can move on from Phillip Rivers. I'm just saying we need depth at that position and to be looking towards the future at the most important position in the game. So I'm not mad at Green Bay. Jordan Love, if he doesn't become the next Aaron Rodgers, which virtually is impossible because he's an all-time great player, I've always seen him have a starting quarterback that was really good. And backup quarterbacks are so very valuable. That's why you take Jalen Hurts behind Wentz. Philly knows this. That's how they just won the Super Bowl. Wise up, people.
And Aaron Rodgers himself was drafted in a very similar position, obviously behind Brett Favre. I'm not that mad at the Packers, but I think it's not what you do, it's always how you do it. And it feels like from what we've read that they could have done it a little bit differently and sort of notified Rodgers and sort of let him know and done it that way. You have a problem with that, Mr.
Terrible, his terrible relationships with management where they don't treat him like an all-time great and involve him in decisions like it seemed Philly did with Wentz. It's kind of what Tom Brady seemed like he wasn't able to get later in his career, which led to him leaving New England. But let me tell everybody something. I watch multimedia, every station, every radio show, every podcast.
What?
Let me tell you something. I keep
You
hearing
watch
you
every
guys
podcast?
talk about Aaron Rodgers' weapons. And right, they haven't drafted a receiver. But let me tell y'all something right now. They picked up Devin Funchess in the offseason. He going to go off this year. So I know everybody understands Devontae Adams is that deal. Watch Devin Funchess playing with Aaron Rodgers this year.
Well, one quarterback that was out there like Cam Newton seems like they have a home. It's a very interesting, if not puzzling fit. That is, Jameis Winston seems to be on the verge of a one-year deal with the the New Orleans Saints, of all places. The Saints, they had Bridgewater last year that came in and backed up Drew Brees when Drew Brees was out. They also have Taysom Hill, who people seem to love in theory, but you just don't see a lot on the field. And now, potentially, likely, Jameis Winston. What do you think about that pickup?
Let me see. Do you sense a theme? Smart teams trying to make sure that they have depth at quarterback?
Yes.
Now you see why I was upset in my squad. Now you see exactly what I'm saying. Taysom Hill has barely thrown passes. He's a terrific utility player. He's going to be a game changer. Drew Brees is the starter. Jameis Winston is going to be the backup. Have depth in the quarterback room. This is excellent for Jameis. I'm so happy he landed there. This is going to resurrect his career and give him a chance to even stay there or do like Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah,
play really well.
You would never want Drew Brees to get injured, but Drew Brees getting injured allowed Teddy Bridgewater to come in and Teddy Bridgewater to rack up those wins and show the rest of the league that he can be a starting quarterback and get him a deal. There was one very interesting stat that Jameis Winston has completed more passes to Saints players than Taysom Hill. Obviously, the Saints players that Jameis Winston completed them to were defenders.
Foul.
Moving on to some very important news that matters. Jalen, we've been doing this show for quite some time, and there's something that we just fundamentally disagree on. But at this point, I have actual video proof that you are wrong. We showed some video a couple years ago at the New York Times unveiled. There was of some unidentified flying objects filmed by military pilots. This isn't drunk farmers in a field. This is military pilots with high-tech equipment filming these images. The Pentagon released this. This is not TMZ, all right? I didn't find this on Black Sports Online, all right? This is the Pentagon that released this, Jalen Rose. What is that they filmed? What is that, if not an alien object? What is that?
Jacoby, when you look up in the air.
No. Answer the question, dog. Answer the question.
Don't you see multiple planets? You see planets, right? When you look up in the air. Can you name a couple of planets?
Oh, my God. Can I name planets? I have little children. Of course I can name the planets. Answer my question. What is that thing on the screen?
Okay. So I would say that that's debris falling off of one of them. That's what I believe.
Falling off a planet? That's your explanation for that. That's your explanation for that. Debris falling off a planet.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all it is.
I don't even want to waste my breath on
chip
giving
off an old block.
any chip off the old block. Just a little debris. Just, one of the planets got a haircut, and that's just some of the hair that fell on the floor of the intergalactic barbershop. That's what you think. You know what? Sometimes I can't do this show. Like, honestly, I just want to close the browser right now, just so I don't have to deal with you. I showed you a video of a UFO. It was flying at hundreds of miles an hour, and it was rotating, and it had no wings and no jet propulsion. It was not of this world. It was definitely alien life craft right here on this planet. You know what? They're just window shopping. They saw what we're dealing with the coronavirus, and they're like, you know what? We're just going to keep it moving. We're just going to keep it moving.
Aren't you the same guy that said there's going to be an kangaroo apocalypse?
They're just browsing.
What happened to that?
Swiped right on our whole planet. They swiped right on our whole planet. This is embarrassing. We can't even get taken over by aliens.
What happened to the kangaroo apocalypse? What happened to that?
That's next, dog. Kangaroo apocalypse is happening. It is happening. I'll give you more evidence of that right after this. Got to give the people time. Give the people what they want. Welcome back to Jalen Jacoby. No longer live from Pier 17, but still brought to you by delicious Heineken beer. Jalen Rose, it is time for you to select whether or not we will discuss a topic. It's time for our segment, Keep It Moving. If you want to discuss the topic, say hit the brakes. If not, we'll keep it moving. Jalen, first up, Zion Williamson says he's right now ready to play. Keep it moving or hit the brakes.
Great.
Let's listen to Zion talk about life in the quarantine.
Honestly, I'm ready now. I've been staying in shape, working on myself, and just staying ready because we never know when that time is going to come when they say, all right, let's resume. And, I don't want to have to look around and my teammates like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm just not ready. I'm staying ready for my teammates.
Jalen, he's not ready. He needs to get a haircut. You're not ready. You can be as ready as you want physically, but you need a haircut before you step on the NBA floor. I don't care if there's fans or no fans. Jalen, what do you think about him saying he is ready?
He likes Zorro. He marked a Z in his head, huh? I think that it's going to benefit him in a lot of ways. Number one, being a young player, he missed the major port to start the season, and then he played. They had load managed him. They're a handful of games out of the 8th spot. If there are some regular season games to be resumed, he will be playing in those. But this ain't breaking news. If it ain't no regular season games to resume, his season is over.
It's over.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in our country over the next few weeks with testing and all of the things we have to do as certain cities decide whether they want to reopen and if it was a good idea, that type of thing. But it's great to see the young fella feeling like he's healthy, staying in shape, and having a crib where he can actually hoop and train.
The Lakers have talked to the city of Los Angeles County, about opening up their practice facility. Keep moving or hit the brakes?
We'll keep it moving for now because, it's a fluid situation.
Jalen, this is not a fluid situation. You are completely unbiased, but we must be said that you are represented by Roc Nation, and also represented by Roc Nation are the Ball brothers. They have signed with the Roc. Keep moving or hit the brakes.
Welcome to the family. And those my adopted little brothers, Jacoby. And Roc family's going to make sure that they righteous. Shout to my brother Jermaine Jackson doing a great job with LaMelo. I'll make sure that we get them to come and represent on the show.
Okay. I guess we're going to
keep it moving for now.
We keep it moving.
Next, I can't believe I'm going to say these words into a microphone. Aaron Gordon recorded a diss track about Dwyane Wade.
The brakes.
Now, I saw that Aaron Gordon recorded a diss track about Dwyane Wade. I thought he was joking, but I didn't. When you watch the video, I don't know what kind of tone he's trying to hit. Like, is this like a Weird Al Yankovic joke, or is this like a Dame Lillard attempt at a music career? Jalen, how did you feel the tone was of this video and this song when you watched it?
I think Dame Lillard rolling over in his grave watching Aaron Gordon trying to be an MC. He's probably thinking as older generations often think when they look at the youngsters and they say youth is wasted on the young. That's kind of what I feel like when I watch this. But he living his best life. He keeping a glass of red wine. Dwyane Wade did give his teammate the nod. Of course, we all would. I've been telling you for almost 10 years, what is my nickname for the family atmosphere that they create under Pat Riley in Miami? What do I call him?
Miami Mafia.
You think Dwyane Wade about to sit there and give that guy a low score and then have to go back to Miami the final year that he retiring? Not gonna be able to do it.
Well, I will say that I think Dame Lillard's spot as the best rapper in the NBA is pretty secure after watching this video. That's all I have to say about that. I could not tell if he was joking or not, and I'm sure that he was, but it wasn't funny. And I always say you can be mean if you're funny, and he was not mean enough nor funny enough for this to really hit. Finally, we have another documentary on the horizon about the NBA that you might be interested in. Keep moving or hit the brakes.
Hit the brakes.
Dwyane Wade says he is executive producing a documentary about the Redeem Team, not the Dream Team. This is the Redeem Team from the Beijing Olympics after the USA's very poor showing in Athens in 2004. You excited?
I like it, and it's necessary right now that we're quarantining. And the squad prior to that was coached by Larry Braun, if I'm not mistaken, unfortunately had a song written about it, where this gentleman over my shoulder, Jada Kiss, referenced that squad, and he asked an important question and why. And it was, why Team USA keep getting blown out? And he asked that question. And so that's what helped lead and fuel a Redeem Team who took care of business when they got the chance.
And you got Kobe Bryant there. You've got Carmelo there. You've got LeBron there. There's a lot of big stars. I think that was David Robinson I saw coaching on the bench. It's really interesting. And I think one of the best things about this documentary that I'm looking forward to is they didn't just lose in 2004, Jalen. Like, if you remember, I'm not sure. I think they got the bronze medal. Like, they didn't just like lose in overtime in the gold medal game and like some great performance. Like, they were out there partying. Like, they looked like Michael Jordan had to knock on the hotel room door and drag them out by their nose ring before they took the court when they were out there in Athens.
I got a feeling Larry Brown ain't gonna want to see his portrayal with that team.
No, we will see. I mean, that's not personal, is it, Jalen? You're completely objective when it comes to Larry Brown, right?
Of course. We buried our hatchet.
Of course. Jalen, when we come back, I have a preview of an upcoming Instagram battle that is so big I actually don't want it to happen. I'll tell you what that is right after this. You got to give the people time. Give the people what they want. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose, I know we are at home, but we can still get fired. So this is the Don't Get Fired topic of the day.
And now, the Don't Get Fired topic of the day.
The Patriots drafted a kicker by the name of Justin Rohrwasser, and it was brought to the world's attention that he has a tattoo of the 3%ers on it. Now, this is a group that is not explicitly white supremacist. They're not explicitly anti-government, but they have been linked to some not great things. And Rohrwasser says that he didn't know until Saturday and that he is going to have the tattoo removed. What do you think?
We've learned within the last handful of years or so that the racial, social, political divide in our country, while it has made some progress in a lot of ways, it continues to seem like it's growing even further apart. But this is how I stand on stuff like this, Jacoby. Congratulations to the Patriots for getting them a kicker in the draft. Hopefully he becomes the next Adam Vinatieri for you. Congratulations to him for getting picked. But one word is being left off the statement right there. Does it mean Patriots ask draftee Justin to remove controversial tattoo? That's a difference for me, because a lot of times if he's wearing it on his body and he wants to own it personally and professionally, I'm all for that. I'm all for letting people express themselves, Jacoby, even if it's bigoted, even if it's racist, because I get the chance to know where you're coming from and I don't have to guess. And it's America. He's entitled to his freedom of speech and of expression. So I'm not upset at him. I just wonder if, because he now works in corporate America, that's the reason he feels that he should remove it, or the public pressure made him remove it. Because other than that, that's how he wants to roll. I support it.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. If no one was brought this to the world's attention, to the Patriots' attention, to the media's attention, then he would not be removing this tattoo. And also the fact that he said he didn't really understand what it meant or what it was linked to or some of the things about this organization until Saturday. It seems a little odd to be that ignorant about a tattoo you're getting on your body, but obviously I cannot prove otherwise. So we will move on to something a little bit lighter fare. Jalen, whenever we show a Jeopardy clip on this program, you know it's going to be good, and we had one of those recently. Let's check in on the worst named game show in the world.
Take a look. Here, as on each September 24th, Zulus celebrate a holiday that was named in honor of this warrior leader of the early 1800s. Sarah.
Who is Shaka Khan?
No. Matt.
Who is Shaka Zulu?
Oh, Sarah. Sarah knew it the second that she said it. Sarah's like, who's Shaka Khan? And then she's like, oh, no. The Rolodex, the manila envelope of Shaka's in her brain has two names in it, and she picked the wrong Shaka. Woof, she picked the wrong Shaka.
Fam, these topics set your people back 50 years, man. Shaka Khan and Shaka Zulu.
Matt knew. Matt
How
picked
can
up
you
that money
even
real quick.
consider getting them confused? I know they have the same name, Jacoby, but there are a lot of people with a lot of names that you don't get confused. Those two don't correlate at all.
Well, big shout out to Shaka Khan, who is definitely not Shaka
I
Zulu.
feel
And
for
big shout
you.
to one of my best friends in the world, Shaka Ramsey. God, I got 3 Shakas in my manila envelope in my brain. And Jalen, finally we have to discuss something that's been discussed that I really have very, very, very strong opinion about, and that is the potential of a Diddy, Dr. Dre, Instagram versus battle. I want to caution the world that this is not the time. That is the main event. That is the culmination. We need to build up to that. We need to work out all the technical issues. This battle is too big to have right now. Let's let the 3-6 Mafia and the Bone Thugs, let's let them get all of that out of the way. This needs to be the celebration of the end of the quarantine when we have 2 heavyweights like that in the ring.
I can't believe you said it to a microphone that French Montana had more hits to Kendrick Lamar. I will never let you live
Now
that
we bring
down.
up old stuff.
Never.
Oh, now we bring up old stuff.
Never. We're bringing
you
up
never said
battles.
anything wrong? You never said anything wrong on the microphone before? I got old balls to pick too, dog, but I let
You can
live.
apologize.
Oh,
Apologize.
tomorrow's show is going to be all the things that Jalen said wrong over the last 10 years. Make sure you tune in. We'll be back.
Apologize.